Hello, grade 12 GSLS. Again, I'm your English teacher, Mrs. Dima Abdel Samad. We have discussed thoroughly Unit 6, Lesson 1, and we've answered all the questions related. And now we're going to proceed with Unit 6, Lesson 2. Unit 6, Lesson 2 talks about teenagers, specifically about parents countering ugly haircut videos. The content of this video is going to be divided into reading the text and analyzing various punishment types, suggesting an alternative for punishments, identifying the importance of positive reinforcement and positive feedback, inferring the importance of asking questions in the text. First of all, in order to introduce the lesson, I need to talk about the ways to educate kids, the traditional ways of educating kids and the modern way of educating kids. The traditional way, we have taboos. Of course, in the past, there were so many things that are not allowed, that are not given to the teenagers. Strict regulation. Teenagers are limited by certain strict regulations. They're not allowed to do this, they're not allowed to do that. Death of privacy. Teenagers in the past, they were not private at all. They completely dependent on their parents. And that's why we can say that they are dependent. Collective norms, that means they abide by what is socially accepted. So they don't have their individuality, they don't have their privacy, but rather they have collective norms and they need to abide by the things that are socially accepted. Punishments, of course, you know that in the past, teenagers are used to be punished frequently for doing something bad. Modern way, of course, educating their teenagers. Now parents, they used to, they educate their teenagers, they try to tell them what's right and what's wrong, and then they allow them to take their own decisions. Individualism. Each teenager now in modern life has his own individuality, his own identity. He can do whatever he wants. He can have the right to make decisions and take responsibilities. They are completely independent. They raise awareness about the important factors and the debatable issues. For example, parents now, they tell them what to do and what not to do. So they raise their awareness, especially about the critical issues. Give them positive feedback. Now parents, they don't only punish their children, but rather they give them positive feedback and rewards. Parents countering ugly haircut. If you read paragraphs 1 to 3, you will find that the writer has given an anecdote to show the readers an example of a parent who has published a video about an ugly haircut of his kid just as a means of punishment. So he wants to punish his kid. He has published that video of a bad haircut. This, of course, the writer used an anecdote to attract the reader's attention about the negative behavior of the parents, such as making bad haircuts for their kids, which, of course, can have a negative impact on their teens, because in this way, they're not teaching their teens, but rather they are increasing their negativity. If you read paragraphs 4 till 7, look at the picture and see how haircuts sometimes they affect the teenagers. Some parents try to make ugly haircut for their kids as a means of punishment. Parents punish their kids using social media for punishing them if they have done something bad. So they use social media as a means of punishment, which is a very bad way. Psychologists have helped parents try to find healthier ways for disciplining their kids. Let us see what are the psychologists' point of view regarding this issue. Of course, as you can see here in the picture, that the parents are communicating with the teenagers. So what do you think the psychologist's point of view regarding this issue? Of course, is to find a healthier way of dealing with teenagers. So we should not publish bad videos about kids because this will increase their negativity, but rather we need to communicate with them, talk to them about the things that really matter to these kids. Disciplining kids requires positive reinforcement rather than punishment. All parents should find suitable ways to solve their kids' problems rather than resorting to punishment, especially in the public. And if you need to punish, okay, but not in the public. If you read paragraphs 8 through 14, explain whether sharing videos on social media for ugly haircuts as a means of punishment can have another effect. Of course, we have talked about the negative impact that this publishment of the videos can have on the child himself or on the kid himself. Sometimes these videos at the same time can have positive impact because they would get so many likes and some other teens might imitate it. And when they see that they're getting so many likes and so many positive comments, they feel that they are confident. They feel that it's like a support rather than a punishment. So it can have positive impact when they get so many likes or when other teens imitate their haircut. What piece of advice is suggested in paragraphs 10 and 11? The writer suggests that good parenting starts before it becomes out of control. That means parents should not lose their powerful figure, but at the same time, they should know how to be friends with their teens. They should know how to communicate with them, how to talk to them, how to find ways in order to achieve a compromise about the problems that they're facing. Gresham criticizes the humiliating and taking away the child's dignity by publishing videos on in social media, and he suggests that parents should punish out of the public eye. Identify the factor that parents should follow in raising up their kids. First of all, the main factor that all parents should follow is giving positive rewards for doing something well. So positivity works more than negativity. So as I told you that you shouldn't only look for the negative impact and for the punishment, but at the same time, you should look for the positive reward. If they've done something well, then you have to reward them for doing it well. Second factor is communication. Communication is the key for parents to have a good relation with kids. In paragraph 15, he has asked so many questions. What is the importance of asking questions? As you all know, because asking questions in a paragraph can open a discussion. If it is at the end of the paragraph, it introduces the main idea of the coming paragraph. If it's at the beginning, it introduces the main idea of the paragraph. The writer asks so many questions in the last paragraph to open a new horizon or open a discussion and attract the reader's attention about the topic that parents are not policemen and parenting is not a punishment, but it's a good communication which works. So only with good communication, with good interaction between parents and teenagers, you can solve the problems. Now you can answer the comprehension and analytical questions of this lesson and see you later. Thank you.